Ikonini. So kuna stories kadhaa zile nimecheki this past weekend zile nilikuwa nataka kubonga juu yazo because most probably ulizihata. Kulikuwa na hii article kwa gazeti kwa nasema talk of town, top official a marked man. Kwa sema a senior communication official is a marked man for supposedly backing the wrong side in the political battle between President William Ruto and impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Our mole says influential individuals have apparently been claiming the communication official is not only failing in his job, but they also have evidence of his secret meetings with the rival camp as proof that the man is biting the hand that feeds him. The senior communication official has, however, told his inner circle that he will not go down without a fight. So, vile nilisikia hii story nikafikiria jua the two senior people that I know, kuna Hussein Mohamed, alafu kuna Isaac Mwaura. Hussein Mohamed, yeye na Ruto wanakaa wako tight kabisa, they're always together, blah blah blah, so I don't think that's him. And apart from Hussein Mohamed, now the only lanza kuangalia, it most probably is Isaac Mwaura. Might not be, but could be. Like, I'm thinking for that person to be able to make headlines, lazima ikuwe Isaac Mwaura. But here Isaac Mwaura anashindwa naye. Like, if you're dealing with Ruto and you know the way ruthless Ruto is, why would you do this? This is a risk that's not worth taking. Why? You're Isaac Mwaura. Wanaweza shtuliwa na vitu kadhaa. Of course, during the protest era wasalikuwa na chiki wanaseti Isaac Mwaura, alafu wanabaki wameseti like ajua kali next to him na kumwenjoy na hiyo. But kama kwa kifuatilia stories za Aoko, inasemekana Aoko alipatikana karibu na border, si ndio? So if Aoko alipatikana karibu na border, what does that mean? Ilikuwa border ya which country? Kenya na Tanzania. So Aoko alipatikana karibu na border ya Kenya na Tanzania. So wewe kama Isaac Mwaura, the last country you want to go to is Tanzania. Don't mess with this guy. This guy can anaweza kufikisha kwa boda ya TZ buda. Utapiga ndura ujui. Kusikuna kama mseka atakuona hivi alafu kakoza shida zangu zote zinaweza malizwa na huyu kijana. Unacheki. Kuza wa TZ wanakuaga na hizo ma conspiracy. Not conspiracy, ma superstitions kibao. So kuna hiyo story ya Isaac Mwaura. Okay, I don't know if it's Isaac Mwaura, but I found that story to be super interesting. But now the story that I found to be even more interesting is a story that's going to most probably maybe hurt your feelings. So kama wewe ni mse unakuwaga easily hurt, this is not something for you to watch. And story ilikuwa ni kwa Citizen TV, 14 killed, 34 injured as lightning strikes Ugandan church. And there's something that I've always said, that according to me, the most useless human practice is prayer. I'm sorry, but it's just a useless practice. Prayer helps nothing. Don't let anyone cheat you or whatever. Things happen because they have to happen. If prayer helped, hakungekuwa na hizi ghettos unachekigi huku nje. But we try to imagine 14 killed and 34 injured as lightning strikes Ugandan church. A church should be, if prayer actually worked the way Susemaga prayer in a work, a church should be free, and a church should be inafaa kuwa place where all this nonsense does not happen. Like vitu kama like death and what, a church inafaa kuwa that ka safe haven, but a church is never a safe haven. And this goes back to, I think it was in Portugal back in the days kabisa. There's a time that people died kwa church in Portugal. So the church has never been the what wase wambwagwa, like watu wanambwaga like inakuwaga wapi, still standing in the heart of cities downtown near Rosio and Figueria. Whatever church has survived 2 earthquakes, one in and a more devastating one in 1755. What church was destroyed in the earthquake in Portugal? The ruins of the Carmo convent, which was destroyed in the Lisbon earthquake. Economic historian Alvaro estimated that the Lisbon population of approximately 230,000 to 40,000 were killed. Nacheki. So now we've established that a church and prayer can't save you from these things. But now the reason why niko try kuonyesha hii story ni there's another country that's anti this. Me personally, I don't like the power that religion has in Africa, because I feel like religion is one of the reasons why leaders like Akina Ruto exist, because all they need to do is just show you that they are crying in church, and then you get all emotional, you start hearing voices in your head, and you tell yourself that God is talking to you, alafu you end up voting for someone like Ruto, and then we end up in such a situation where gava iko kwa mfuko zetu mpaka unashindwa nani ameniguza sehemu nyeti, kumbe ni mkono ya serikali imeingia huko ikitafuta pesa, inaita tax. But now in a country like China is anti-religion kabisa. You can't take that nonsense there. And let's look at what China is doing. For example, watoi wa China, ile time sisi tunafundisha watoi wetu kufunga macho na kuomba, what's China doing ikikame to its kids? This is like a certain nini kwa nacheki ilikuwa kwa Wall Street Journal, walikuwa na kuonyesha like China iko even ahead of America ikikame to the way they are handling their education and the way they are handling their kids.
Teachers at this primary school in China know exactly when someone isn't paying attention. These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces.
Acheki. So that's what China is doing. But how did China get here? China got here because one of the first things that China did was they embraced vitu kama science, because science is a universal language and it's the same in every part of the world. There's no part where science works differently than other parts. But one thing that China never allowed was foreign religions. So kulikuwa like hii article ilifanyagwa na CBN News and this was about the the difficult path for Christians fleeing China. I just want us to just see a small part of it. This is Christians and then tutadu.
Now 14, can still vividly remember how Chinese police barged into their house church and harassed his mother when he was only 6.
And I remember my mom, 2 or 3 policemen catch her and try to throw her away, and she tried to stop them. They noticed that she didn't want to move, so they catch her feet and take her with them.
Paul says he was not afraid then because he knew his parents would be released in a few hours. As he grew older, however, fear began to creep in.
I have that fear that someday they might be taken away and me and my sister will go to other family's house.
Paul is now more concerned about his father, Pastor Yong Guangpan. The pastor led the Shenzhen congregation out of China in 2019, taking them to South Korea in...
Macheki. So, walihepa China because they are Christians. So ask yourself this same question. Who may grow up ukijua life without Christ is nothing? Angalia China on the other side. Most probably, saizi vile tunaongea, there's something you're using that was made in China. I can comfortably tell you, anakuwaga imeandikwa vizuri kabisa, made in China, designed in California. Nacheki. Your camera natumia, designed in California, made in China. But why are they fighting religion like this? They don't fight it because they hate people who practice that religion. They just hate how religion makes people never take responsibility. Inakuwaga, this won't happen, nini tuna need kuomba ndio tupate solution, and you end up with African leaders who will spend a whole morning until we have National Prayer Day, and it's it's nonsense. These are the same people who ukienda kwa streets ku protest, they are going to shoot you down. So China did that to Christians, but what did China do to Muslims? This was even worse. Ilikuwa gani when it was the Uyghur camps. So Uyghur is, they're actually Muslims that are born in China, and China was running camps where they'd go to these places and wafundishwe other ways. So basically ukikame out, you had to come out as non-religious.
On the streets of Xinjiang, there is still a tension and signs of what this place has been through. Heavy police, regular stops, a sense they're always watching. It is now infamous for its brutal oppression of the Muslim Uyghur minority, and there are questions as to how far that policy is ongoing. It is the camps that characterize the crackdown, places like this. Experts and
so nasikia inaitwa the crackdown. So that's how much China inachukia religion. And me personally, the only reason vile nimesema spendagi story ya religion ni that like leaders, African leaders have been able to lie to you that they talk to God and you need God for things to change, nini, and then we've ended up in such a situation. If you look at a country like China, they've always made sure that yes, you can be spiritual huko, unawezaenda kwa Buddha ufanya nini, but the kids are taught solutions lie within science. Learn how to make a bulb, learn how to make nini, learn how to, like sisi backup power system ya IKONINI ni from a Chinese company, cheki, and it's perfect, it's so good. It's hizo vitu zile, like these portable power banks, they all power stations started from China. That's what China is doing. Hiyo time Ruto anakuambia ufunge macho, ukifunga macho Ruto anaingia kwa mfuko yako kutoa do, but anajua if he really wanted Kenya to develop, what we do is we'd embrace science more and we do all these things, then kutapata, since hapa saizi umefundishwa that you have to always be afraid, utakuwa zile za utasemaje, so where did we come from, did we come from nothing, if you don't believe in God it means we came from nothing. Where did God come from? The same place God alitoka ndio pia si tulitoka. Iko nene.